once you hit, there we go, we're live.
All right. Wow, that didn't change much from talking backstage. Hey everyone, I am Megan the Texan, and I have the lovely Sin here tonight,
Aw.
or today. Yeah, unfortunately, Nadia was not able to make it today, but we have Sin on to discuss Oh Hi. All right, that sigh, I hear that
I
it sounds like a great sigh.
I try to forget this movie ever existed.
Oh my gosh,
So thanks for
why?
reminding me.
I heard that you love this movie, Sin.
Yeah, if Kyle told you that, you know better than to believe.
He said that it was your favorite movie of this year.
Sure, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I despise this film with every fiber in my being. I hate it so much.
See, I was hoping Nadia might be a little bit on my side, but from our chat, I don't think that she
I
was
feel like
much.
she's not.
Dang it, I was hoping to have like a bipartisan person to be able to, I see both, but it's okay.
Oh
It's
gosh,
fine.
when did you see it?
I saw it with Kyle when it was a mystery movie.
Oh, okay. So you
Mm-hmm.
saw it way back when I did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I feel like it's underrated. I'm honestly gonna say I feel like it's underrated. I'm excited to hear your viewpoints. I have a little bit of a leg up because obviously watching your guys' mystery movie review. So I have a
You
little bit of
know
a leg up on what you're gonna say.
exactly where we say. I feel like it's underrated in the fact that it deserves more hate. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
think.
Okay.
I think that the positive reviews for this just astound me, and I cannot for one moment believe that they would be that receptive to
Hmm.
this story if the sexes had been reversed, if he had handcuffed her to the bed and refused to let her go. So I can't stand that double standard. It really gets under my skin. So yeah, we haven't even told the premise
We
of
have
this
not.
story.
We have
Okay,
not.
you
So,
take it away.
all right. Let's do this. So, logline being after 3 months of dating, Isaac and Iris. So that's played by Iris is Molly Gordon, and Isaac is Logan Lerman. So Isaac and Iris go on what she believes to be a romantic trip, but the dynamic shifts when Isaac reveals he isn't looking for a serious relationship. So that is a nice log line on
Well,
what, yeah, I know
that's the
it.
log line. It
Hmm.
doesn't give away exactly what went on.
It does not.
Do you
It
want to
does
stay
not.
away from spoilers or do you want to delve into spoilers?
Let's delve in. Let's kind of
Okay.
build up to it to try and talk people through what is going on more so thematically throughout. So yeah, they go on this after 3 months of dating, like it says. They go on this romantic getaway, which it is super romantic. That
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
them singing in the car was amazing to like Dolly Parton or something.
Oh, yeah. Was it Islands in the Stream? Was
I
that the
believe
song?
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so cute. She has a great voice.
The actor? The actress?
Actress, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
it wasn't super specific. Yeah, so they're singing back and forth on this like little road trip that they have to go to an
Hmm.
Airbnb, and the cottage is gorgeous. Oh, even before that, why am I skipping ahead? The scene where they are at the strawberry
Right.
farm, little
Yeah.
farm stand off the side of the road. Very cute, very quaint. All this is so datey, so sweet, you know? He
Right.
really schmoozes her. You have to admit, he schmoozes her quite a bit.
He does. Like they're very friendly with each other. Like you can tell they're very comfortable with each other. However, you know before you even see all of that, you know something sinister ish has happened because of the intro scene where it shows her, there it's at night and she's sitting alone and
Yep,
she looks really,
you're
really
right.
worried.
Thank you. I just skipped right into, yeah, you're right. The opening scene is, yeah, they're at the cabin.
Yes, and her friend comes. She
Mm-hmm.
says something like, "I've done something." So I'm like, "Oh gosh, she like accidentally murdered him or something. Like, what happened?"
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we see the flashback, and it's this nice lead up, and I keep waiting for the axe to drop, whatever, and then it finally does, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I see where we're going with this." And then you could notice that this leans this leans into comedy. It's presented as a romantic comedy
Mm-hmm.
with a twist or a new take, a fresh take on romantic comedy. I didn't see anything romantic or comedic about it, like at all.
Okay. All right. All
Mm-mm.
right.
Oh,
But you're right, that opening scene, I mean, it was mentioned in your guys' live stream with deleted scenes, and Kyle and was off the cover there as well. See
I
that
do
one?
not remember because it's been a while since this came out.
Yeah.
So I
It's
would
like
have to
March
go
or
back
something.
and look. Yeah, it was a few months ago. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't recall.
Okay.
I do remember that Kyle was there and deleted, but don't remember if Corey was there or Paul.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. But yeah, I remember it was discussed that they could do without that opening scene, and I agree. I don't think it really adds much to the movie because, I mean, watching the trailer just kind of gives you spoilers already.
mm,
So,
I didn't see
yeah.
the trailer, so I had no
Uh,
real idea what was going to happen.
mm-hmm. But yeah, so you're right. That opening scene, I totally glossed over it. But then after that, it shows that it's like 24 hours earlier. They are in
Hmm.
the car traveling to the Airbnb, like I was saying. So they stop at um, this strawberry stand on the side of the road. And here, if you were to start here, obviously, it makes it so much more romantic and cute, which is obviously where my mind went right away. And it's interesting that you can kind of see that little glimmer of he's not there's something with him. He's faithful obviously to her, but he's super flirty. Not super flirty. He's a bit flirty with the lady at the farm stand, the one who's selling
Right.
the
Yeah, like
strawberries.
he yeah, he likes women, you can kind of tell,
Hmm.
but it wasn't anything that came across as overly much, like not enough to be this huge red flag.
Hmm.
And I don't even remember if she noticed. Did she notice?
She did, yeah.
Okay.
And then he has to kind of bounce back to Iris saying, "Yeah, isn't this great? Isn't this so cute?" And then he tries to act macho, and I'll drive the car now. And then he rams
Ah, okay.
right into the front of the
Oh,
little
that's right.
stand.
That's right, he did.
And they have to buy all of the
All of
strawberries.
the strawberries. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that part.
And that was just such a cute scene because now they have to, like, what are we going to do with all these
All these strawberries,
strawberries?
can't eat them in time. You need to freeze them, but then if you
Exactly.
freeze them, you have to find a way to keep them frozen when you leave where you're
You're
going
going to have to
to. And
bring them back. Yeah.
yeah,
Did they discuss how far away it is from where they live?
I don't
Like, in that?
remember
I
if
don't
they
think so.
did. Did you rewatch this? Because I did not. I was like, I am not rewatching this doggone movie. Did you
I
rewatch
did
it in
because I
memory?
like it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So your recollection is more fresh than mine. I just remember how much I absolutely hate it. So
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we're gonna definitely gonna go into it. But yeah, so that leads them to being at this really cute Airbnb that's just super adorable, really quaint. And they one scene that seems like a throwaway scene is when the toilet becomes clogged and they both don't
yeah,
know how to fix it.
right. That's the one in this first floor.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So the first floor bathroom flood or it doesn't flood but gets clogged, so they have to use the upstairs bathroom
Hmm.
at this point. And then from there, I'm trying to.
It shows
Hmm.
them doing sweet things like, they take a
Yes,
swim in the
the
lake,
lake.
and then there's
Yes.
this neighbor, and you wonder, is the neighbor going to be a problem? Because I keep going back to the beginning.
Hmm.
It's like, is the neighbor somehow caught up in this sinister stuff or terrible stuff that must have happened? So I was like, are we actually walking into some sort of horror movie disguised as, because, sometimes movies can take a dramatic shift like that.
Hmm.
Um,
Speaking of neighbors,
yeah,
we have
that
the
is that
lovely
the guy?
David
Yeah.
Cross or Steve in the movie. Yes.
Yeah. He
Uh,
was like,
yeah.
he didn't want them to be messing around in the lake or whatever in the pond.
Yeah. What did he say? Are you guys fornicating in
Yeah,
there?
something like that.
Just so ridiculous. And watching their interview, apparently they filmed this in fall, I believe. So they were freezing hopping into
Mm.
that body of water, which it seems like I'm like
Oh.
this is kind of rushed. But yeah, I mean it makes sense. They're not going to be spending too long in that water. But
Right.
yeah.
No, not for that. Well, I guess it all depends on the film. Some actors have been put under, like Janet Leigh, when they were filming Psycho, she spent a week in that doggone shower and the water was cold. And
Oh
she was
my
so
God.
traumatized by that whole experience. It was very, very psychologically harmful, I think, actually. Um, so anyway, that was kind of like a tangent, but
No,
it all
no.
depends on the film, obviously. And it
Thankfully, it
wasn't
was two
important that they,
people. Yeah.
yeah, not
As opposed,
important that they stay in there. It's just showing them having, this moment and showing the setup for the neighbor. So,
them being super romantic together. Again,
hmm
this is kind of feeding into the, one being in the road trip portion of it, and then this being in the water and like the little pond, and just like all these. Yeah, again, I'm gonna mention just like super romantic, super sweet. Um, and then from there,
they have a
trying
nice
to pull.
dinner.
Yes, they have a nice dinner outside. And yeah, this is where we come to realize that she, excuse me, Iris has been in love before, and that,
Yes, that's right.
yeah, go ahead. I'll let you, since it
Well,
seems like
she
it's
made,
coming.
yeah, see, I had forgotten, but that was like a warning sign about her. That particular, to me, that was like the first warning sign of anything,
Mm,
was when she said that when her previous guy that she'd been involved with broke up with her, something like she wanted to stab him or something
yes,
like that. Yeah. And she's like, then she just kind of brushed it off like it was nothing. But I'm thinking, well, that's not a nothing sentiment. That's actually pretty dark.
mm-hmm,
I mean, Lord have mercy.
yeah, yeah. It establishes her. I think she does that because she's a little bit of trying to be playful, but also let him know. I don't believe that it was meant with any type of malice that like, okay, I really wanted to hurt him, but I really feel it was more so a off the cuff thing to say, but just kind of joking around. Like, yeah, oh, I could have killed him. Like, there's been a couple of times, like, oh, yeah, I want to punch that guy in the face. I've said that to Kyle so many times, my husband, and he will say, you're not actually going to punch them in the face. And I say, yeah, you're right. I'm not actually going to punch them, but it's nice to say, like, just to kind of put it out there. I'd totally punch that person in the face. What a jerk
I
face.
I understand the sentiment and I have these thoughts myself.
Mm.
However, there's a bit of a difference from wanting to punch somebody in the face to wanting to stab them, which can be extremely fatal.
It's
I
true.
don't know. That's like a step up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not like I want to punch him, because that's just kind of like this. Oh. But she's like dangerous weapon. She wants to do this thing to him. It's like oof.
Okay. I valid point that it is a step above being punched in
Just
the
a regular
face.
punch, or smack or slap, or that's like nothing. Well, I mean, obviously punches can be fatal if it's the
Yes.
right person that does it, but yeah, I just feel like when you add a weapon into it, that brings something so much darker
That
into the
is
mixture.
okay. I will, yeah, I will let you have that one. That does make perfect sense. Yeah. Because you're now looking to find something in order to harm somebody as
Exactly. Well, I
opposed
mean,
to just
so
using your
and
fists.
I'm thinking to myself that yeah, women have fatally done somebody in with a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's generally how a woman can do it or will do it because they're typically not physically strong enough to overpower the man. I mentioned in one of my videos, it was a reaction video I did to a Bill Burr comedy bit. And it was basically about domestic violence. It was about violence committed by women onto men.
Mm.
And it was played to be funny because he was talking about his own situation. His then girlfriend, now wife, used to
Oh,
beat him. She would get physical with him.
really?
Yes. And, men are conditioned not to push back or fight back, right?
Of course. Yeah.
And I didn't find that funny at all
Mm-mm.
because I have a great uncle, my grandfather's brother, who was killed by his crazy wife.
Oh,
She shot him. So I have a very, like, super hypersensitive, prickly, like, like sensitivity to it. I just pick up on that stuff more.
mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I've had different men in my life, like men in my family, who have been in bad physical relationships with the way the woman treats them. So it's like I see it quite a bit, and I know that it exists a lot more than a lot of people realize or even want to admit, because there's this thing, like, well, what kind of man would let a woman beat up on him? So I'm just very hyper aware of this. So when she said the thing about the knife, it was like it didn't play as comedy at all. Like that's why nothing about this movie played as comedy to me, because I go into it with a totally different lens than maybe other people might have when they watch it.
Okay. Well, now
So
I'm getting more of a
now
viewpoint
you
as to the
kind of
reason why.
understand. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. So it's not going to be as funny. I gotcha. I completely get you
yeah.
there. Before I forget, let's say hi to the chat. Looks like deleted scenes is
Oh,
here.
hey,
Hey,
deleted.
deleted. Hello, hello.
Good to see you. He's another YouTuber who is streaming all the time. Like I don't know how he does it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nadia. Like and he's got a day job too. How do you do it?
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't get it. There would be times where I'm at home just chilling with Kyle and I'm looking at my phone like, oh my gosh, they're live streaming now?
Always live streaming. He's got a
Yeah.
very regimented schedule. I just prefer to either join live streams like, like this one,
Mm-hmm.
or co-stream and just do reviews, because I don't think I have the mental fortitude to do that many live streams in
No,
a
I do
week.
not blame you. I do not blame you. Yeah, there's a lot to juggle, but
Yeah.
yeah, you could definitely take it on. That'd be really cool to see. What type of movie would you choose, do you think, if you were to do your own live stream?
Well, I have done live streams about movies before. I watched a couple movies. I watched Silent Night and The Shift a few years ago, and I came home and did a live stream about that because I disliked them so much I did not feel like even filming a review. It's just like I'll just jump
All
on
the
the live
editing
stream.
and whatnot?
Yes, it's like I'll just sit down and just kind of vomit my thoughts out on, into the cyber world. But I've done live streams from time to time talking about different films, or I used to have a live stream series on my channel where we would go through films of the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s, but I don't do that as much. So whenever I'm live streaming, it's usually I'm co-streaming with Deleted
Nice.
and the others about the mystery movie,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm live streaming with Sound Booth Theater once a month. I also do live streams on Latino Chance, oh my gosh, Latino Slants channel, or I'll do like an anniversary stream or just like every once in a while, but I don't think I could do that heavy schedule that so many others do.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Well, yeah. There'll just be times where we're here because it's such a small space. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're gonna be here for how long? Look at my watch. All right, okay, sounds good.
That's right. But his recording setup is so cool.
It
Is that
is.
what you're talking about? Like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's just so simple,
It is.
but it's so effective.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it.
It's interesting too if I'm in the room and I'm listening just to hear because there's a little bit of a delay, and
Oh,
so I'll hear something that he says, in real
while you're
time.
watching it?
Yeah, and I'll
Okay.
chuckle, and then later on I'll hear myself in the background. He'll text me, Megan, I hear you. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'll try and be more quiet. But there's just
That's
sometimes it's
funny.
hard. It's hard not to laugh. So, but yeah, sometimes I'm in the backyard, just kind of smoking a cigar, just relaxing. Today is just a chill day. I think later on we'll probably smoke a cigar. I think Kyle's out there now. But
Around the fire pit.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I'm very acquainted with that fire pit now. All the videos
Yes.
I've seen filmed. It's such a cozy little spot. I
It
like it.
is. It is so relaxing out there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I need to bring a blanket out there, just like cozy up. Because it's not super cold, but at night, if
It's
Kyle's
getting
doing
that
live stream.
way. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, back to
Back to
this.
oh
Can you
hi.
tell I'm trying to?
Something else. Something else.
Okay, so
Anything else?
anyway, you get why I am so
Yes.
vehemently like anti this movie.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so she says that ridiculous thing, and obviously he keeps that in mind. because this
Mm-hmm.
is a red flag for him.
Yes.
And Isaac opens up about how, what was it, that he had to keep a secret for his dad because keep a secret for his dad because he was having an affair behind his mom's back.
Right.
And so we are led to believe that this might be a reason why he might have some type of commitment issues
Mm-hmm.
in the future, which heavy stuff, interesting stuff there. Um, and then trying to think everything that happens after that. So they have a really nice dinner outside, and then they go back inside. And is that the night? Oh, no, no,
Yes.
no. Oh,
I
I
thought it was the
forgot.
first night.
There is a pivotal part.
Okay.
So
Remind me.
in the same day that well, it's all on the same day, but when they get there initially, they're looking through all the rooms, and in the
Yes.
bedroom, there
Yes.
is a secret door, and the secret
Mm-hmm.
door is
It's
locked.
locked for a reason.
For a huge reason. It's an Airbnb, and I mean, I get it, it's their own stuff, but it's locked. And she is just one of those people that can pick locks. So she opens it up, and what is inside, Sin?
Bondage stuff.
That's right, folks, bondage stuff. Very kinky items are in there, handcuffs, and everything that you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
So, again, keeping that in mind, let's flash forward to what we were talking about. So that night, they are canoodling, having sex.
Well, they haven't yet.
Wait. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry.
The
I'm
lead up
spacing
to
ahead.
that. Yeah.
Yes, lead up to it. So she wants to use the handcuffs, and Isaac puts them on her, and I think he gets one handcuffed to the bed, and she feels uncomfortable
Yeah.
about
She
it.
freaks out.
She freaks out, which I don't really know the reason why. I don't think that there's really
I don't think
talked
they
about.
really give you one, except maybe just an inherent fear that a woman might have of being that vulnerable and helpless
Mm-hmm.
with a man. I don't know, but given that their relationship seemed okay, it
You
also seemed
you
like
should
an
trust him.
unusual reaction. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just they don't tell you.
Mm-mm.
But obviously they had to turn the table somehow and have him be the one handcuffed because that's the whole reason for this story.
Mm-hmm. So he is handcuffed to the bed, and at this point, they do the deed.
Hmm.
And whilst handcuffed to the bed, she proceeds to walk around while he's still handcuffed, and they're talking. And
She's getting ready to untie him.
yes, she's getting ready to untie him, and she says something to the effect of, "This is lovely. I've had a really great time. It's so great being in a relationship." Or she mentions
She
something about
calls him her boyfriend, I thought.
something, yeah, to
Yeah,
Lou that they are in a
they're
relationship.
committed in her
Mm-hmm.
mind.
They
Yeah.
are only seeing each other,
Hmm.
but that is not the case. They again they kind of gloss this over, which I don't really like. He She says that I've not slept with anyone else but you. And he says, and she says, how did she word it? She worded it to something to the effect of, I've not seen anyone else. And he says, yeah, you've not seen anyone else. That's something that you were saying. But as long as I'm being safe, then it was okay for me to have sex with other people. Because she informed him that he would need to wear a condom with her. No, with other. Okay,
I don't.
sorry.
I
Let's
remember. I only remember the one thing I remember about that
messing
particular
up.
conversation. So they get in this argument because, and I think I don't remember if she reattached him before they had this argument about how the conversation had gone, or if he still had like one hand almost undone. But they talk about this discussion that they had apparently had, and it seemed to me like there was this major miscommunication between them.
Yes, yeah.
She was under the impression that they were exclusive, and he referred back to some conversation they'd had, and he seemed to be under the impression that there was not exclusivity, so he was with other people too.
Yes.
And that's when she gets really mad, like super
Mm-hmm.
mad.
which would totally it's totally understandable because she's the one who's only been sleeping with him. They've been dating for 3 months. And so it was really shitty of him to continue to see other people. Definitely playing ignorant in that. I took it as him just playing ignorant.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing about that conversation. It's hard to say. I don't really get a full grasp on whether or not he was truly playing ignorant or if he truly honestly thought that they were just in an open relationship and she misunderstood. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But even if he had let her on, that doesn't change how I feel about what she did.
Okay.
So, I'd like it changes nothing for me. But
I'm pretty sure I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to change
there
your
is
mind.
nothing. I'm sorry, my
I'm not
dear.
gonna...
You are not going to change my mind about this.
Well, I'm going to try and give a fair shake to the movie if anyone wants to watch the movie and they could see some of the highlights. I mean, obviously there are a lot of cons than pros, but yeah, I'll save my thoughts to the end for sure. Yeah, so he is locked up and she goes downstairs and she proceeds to call her mom.
Right. But I think she had told him when she locked him up, she was going to keep him locked up for 12 hours.
No,
Was that before or after she called her mom? I thought,
I
so
want to say that's after.
I thought it was before, but you're more recent than I am, but I thought it was before because I thought she told him that when she refused to let him go. She was just going to keep him tied up for 12 hours so he could think about it, basically, as if that was going to just magically make him, being a prisoner was going to magically make him change his mind.
Okay, again, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save my spiel to the end. But so what it makes me think that she waits and she goes downstairs right away is because she talks to her mom and her mom says something to the effect of, yeah, me and dad have been in a lot of spats. And then she mentions, you guys have been divorced or you guys are divorced.
Right.
But she
That
said
was a
that,
comedic moment when she said,
yes, that was good. But she said, guys need to know kind of what they're missing out on. You have to remind them or talk to them about the issues that are going on and that you need to have a conversation.
okay, so that's probably what triggered her to do the
Mm-hmm.
12-hour, I'm going to lock you up for 12 hours sort of thing.
And then I believe she spirals after that. She goes on her computer and looks up um, guys afraid of commitments or kind of understanding each other better. And that's when she reads from a doctor, some type of psychologist, psychiatrist, that being locked in a room really helps to better understand and kind of get a better, clear picture of a relationship or what's going on. You need to talk through it. And I think that's what sparks her. Hey, he's already handcuffed to a bed. Let me see if I can win him over and let him know these great attributes that I have. And if we can actually work this out. Because she knows as soon as she frees him, he is going to leave, especially because she kept him locked up for a little bit so far,
Yeah.
a couple of hours. And so he will bolt and never see her again. But obviously she loves him. She's been open and candid with him, vice versa. And so she sees something worthy in this relationship. Salvaging. Now people
Right.
may
That's
argue.
where her mindset is. It's completely crazy, but that's where it is. Again, imagine if he had done that to her. Would we be as forgiving? Like we as in the general audience. Really would they be as for I there is nothing that can convince me a general audience would think that there's anything romantic or hopeful about that situation if he would refuse to let her go.
True. Again, I have more thoughts. We're going to talk through this. Before I forget, let's see. We have Benjamin Slack.
Oh,
Sup,
sorry. I haven't
Ben?
haven't
No, you're
I've
good.
got the screen maximized, so I haven't been seeing any of the comments.
No worries. They're trickling in. But hey, Ben, how's it
Hey, Ben.
going? Thank you for showing up. Hello, hello.
I think I saw
All right.
Corey when I
Oh,
minimized
sweet.
the
Yeah.
screen.
Okay. Sup, Corey? Awesome. Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect. I wonder which one that was.
Probably just this picture, I'm assuming. This picture you've got up on
Probably.
the.
Probably. All right. Okay, so yeah, so now she's spiraling. She lets him know, and then let's see, kind of going back. He's locked up. They start chatting, and then she says, "I think that you would like me more if you got to know me better." And hold on one second. Stuff is moved
I
around.
think I think also he had told her she was in trouble because she was keeping him, like she was basically kidnapping him. She was not letting him leave. So
Yeah.
he does indicate to her at some point the legal trouble that she is in because of what she's doing.
It does, yeah. It amps that up for her, making it real. I love her. So he says, "This is kidnapping," and she said, "I didn't take you anywhere, and I'm held here against my will." So again, comedic beat that he's still stuck there, and yeah, kidnapping. If you're moving a person, or if you're keeping there against their will, it's still considered kidnapping.
Exactly. Yes.
Which again speaks to her not thinking things through, which is kind of an
No.
ongoing thing that she does.
Yeah. The red flags continue.
It's true. It's true. I'm not going to say that she's a great person. Obviously, I'm not going to talk her up. But yeah, again, I'm going to holding off. It's the restraint, though, Sin. The restraint to not
I mean,
go into
I feel like I already know where you stand on, on this movie.
Yes, yes, that is true. Oh my gosh. Okay, so deleted said, "Yep, that bad." All right.
Yeah. Okay. Corey, I can't remember. Were you in that conversation? Because we were. If you weren't here earlier, we were talking about that live stream that we had, um, and I don't remember if you were there, if you had seen it. So
Let's
if you're
see.
still in the chat, maybe
Yes, let us
let us
know.
know.
And then, of course, Kyle Getter said,
I'm not going to get her. She's too
"Uh-huh."
sweet.
Oh,
But I'm not going to agree with her if she
no.
loves this movie.
That is okay. I knew this going into this live stream.
If you
I knew
saw
it.
my review, oof, I did a review for it and I was
I
just I was angry at the movie and angry at the audience for laughing.
I think you were kind of saying the same thing in your guys's
The live
chats.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Cuz it that just made it even like I oof, that just really annoyed me. I was getting angry at my fellow moviegoers cuz I didn't see anything remotely funny in this situation, especially when at one point she and her friends talk about murdering him. And
okay,
it shows
we're
him.
jumping ahead.
I know, but
But
yes,
yes,
that's
yes.
true. We are, but like this is, and people's like,
Yes.
ha ha ha, and because he had this ball gag in his mouth, he's like, "Rrr, rrr," and it's played for comedy, but
Mhm.
they're laughing, and I'm like, oh my god, what's wrong with these people?
Yes, they really tried to make it amp up the dark on the comedy part of it. It is, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, before I forget,
Okay.
Corey saying, "Nope, wasn't that one. Haven't seen it." Okay, well, you will hear from the end on whether or not it is a watch or not from both of us.
Well, I think y'all already know where I stand.
It's a for sure watch from Sin. 10 out
Yeah,
of
yeah, sure.
10. 10 out
It's
of
opposite
10.
day. It's opposite day, y'all. Just remember that.
Spin it. She loved this movie. Oh, that'd be great. Okay. Yes. So they then go into detail about talking about her past, and it
Hmm.
is that comical. Well, when I was born, she puts a what is it, like a balloon or a ball underneath her stomach, pretending like she's pregnant. She's her mom when she was pregnant,
I have
and
a vague memory of that. Yeah.
yeah, they talk about kind of spacing. I don't think they really say anything super deep in these next coming like scenes or shots. But one of the big things is she starts talking about her fourth or fifth grade, what was it? Like a show of sorts, like a talent show, I believe.
Okay.
And so she was saying how she did this wonderful dance. And he said, because she, like you had mentioned before, She gives him the time frame of 12 hours. Well, give me 12 hours to change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the running theme. That is the ticking clock right now. And so he has to beat the clock. And so obviously, the more that she could talk about herself, he's not going to talk about himself because he already feels like he has nothing to tell her at this point. So she's crazy. Let's just get her to talk for 12 hours and then I can beat this. So she he says, "Let me see that talent show. Like, what did you do?" And she said, "Oh, I did some dancing." "Well, do it. Do a presentation. I want you to reenact it for me." And she then goes downstairs to study that dance, and you see the montage of her dancing everywhere downstairs, um, just goofy, hamming it up. And then she goes back upstairs to do this dance for him. I forgot what song they're playing or
I
what
don't even
songs.
remember.
It was some R&B song is going on, and she does this horrible but fantastic dance. And he wow. Wow, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Um
Anything to stay alive.
yes, exactly. I'm just gonna say that it was great and just don't kill me. Do not
Uh-huh.
kill me. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What do you recall after that, Sim?
I recall them showing scenes of like a montage scene of them, little things that they're doing together while he's still chained up. Like he's got to pee, so she brings a thing.
Yes.
She feeds him. She sits with him on the bed, and they're I can't remember looking at something or whatever. So it's like showing this supposed to be sweet montage stuff with them, and as they're spending the 12 hours. Because this hasn't reached the point where she calls her friend in.
Not yet. Yes.
Yeah. That happens at the end of the 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we are have had all those montages and just chilling. Um, and then yeah, at this point we are caught up to her calling her friend, telling her that she's in trouble.
Well,
And
why? Because something had happened when she was about to release him.
why am I spacing? What?
So she was getting ready to release him. And this was a stupid moment in the writing for me. When you have someone that's held you hostage for
Mhm.
12 hours and they're about ready to release you, and because then she starts to and she basically initiates a discussion about whether or not he's changed his mind, and he doesn't give her the sort of answer and response that she was expecting because he doesn't necessarily want to lie to her. Um, but he also doesn't want to come out and say hell no. But she can tell that it's a
Mhm.
no, I haven't. And they get in another argument, and I don't remember what exactly happens,
Yes.
but somehow something happens and she accidentally like hits him in the face or whatever. She doesn't like
Yes.
strike him. It's just
Oh,
something that happened. Yeah.
yeah, she
So
tries to put his feet back in the shackles and then he like knees her in the nose or in the face.
and something happens with
Or
him.
no,
I
him,
don't
yeah.
remember. And then she reties him up again.
Yes, yeah.
And
You're
then
right. Why am I spacing over that part? Yeah.
well, because that was a pretty like at that point it's like, are you kidding? I was
Mm-hmm.
hoping things would be over at the end of the 12 hours. So I was hoping things would be over from the moment she tied him up. Honestly, I was like, oh, I see where we're going. But so then she realizes, oh, I'm in trouble. I've held him against his will. Now I've hurt him, and I
Mm-hmm.
relocked him up again.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes downstairs, and then that's when we pick up with the moment that we saw at the beginning.
Thank you for that, Sid, because I totally spaced on that part.
You
Even
recently
watching
saw
this,
it.
I know, I know. I was like, should I do notes for every single thing? And Kyle's like, no, no. So I should have done more of a kind of points. But yes, yes, thank you. So now we're back up to the beginning of the movie where
Hmm.
she calls her friend Max. And so Max and trying to make sure
I
I have
forget the boyfriend's name.
Max and Kenny.
Okay.
Yes. So Max and Kenny
And she was
show
not expecting for the guide to be brought. She had just
she
called her
was
friend.
not.
Hmm.
Yes. So yeah, she was only there for Max, or she only really wanted Max to come because she obviously didn't want more than one witness to what is going on.
To her
But
crime.
she says,
Yeah.
I can't go anywhere without Kenny, which is just one of the cons that I did not like is I did not like how passive Kenny was. Kenny was
Oh, he was
just
an
up for
absolute,
anything.
absolute beta.
It is
Yeah. Yeah. It
ridiculous.
was, that, yeah. You could definitely see the dynamic with that relationship.
Mm-hmm. She wore the pants for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because they sit down and his brother or somebody is a lawyer. He knows a lawyer, so he kind of understands some type of legal implications that would go on that they're
Yeah.
talking about, and how he is an accomplice at this point. So there's no point in him leaving, which beta or not,
And
he's
he doesn't even
in.
decide to help the guy either.
He's friends with him. Like they've met on, like, this isn't just a one night stand. They've been dating for
Mm-hmm.
3 months, so she's brought him around her friends, so he knows Kenny's face. He knows Max. So yeah, they are all implicated in this, and so yeah, they're deciding what to do. Should we knock him unconscious and bring him somewhere?
Maybe he'll get amnesia or what. I can't
Yes,
remember. They
that was
came
the
up with
thing.
all sorts of stupid things.
If we hit him over the head hard enough, but not kill him, is there a way that we could, oh my gosh, yes, is there a way that we're able to do this? If you just forget everything, just go back in time. So yeah, they don't go to murdering right away.
They don't. Yeah,
I'll give them that.
they haven't seriously brought up the murdering yet. But
No.
I figured it was going to happen. Like when she shows her friends what's going on, I
Mm-hmm.
think he's got the ball gag in his mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and she like opens the door and they see it,
Mm-hmm.
and people thought that was hilarious. Guy tied to the bed, ball gag in his mouth, screaming to be let loose, and this was so funny to the audience.
Okay,
And
I
I
do have
wanted to punch them,
punch him in the face. Punch him in the face.
not stab punch.
No, just punch. What you got at the ready, your hands. But okay, a little bit of a rebuttal. Technically, are you a big fan of Friends?
No,
Okay.
I don't really, yeah, I never really was into that.
Dang. Okay. Well, I think my argument is not going to stand as much. It's played more for laughs, but in Friends, Chandler is dating, I think, one of Rachel's bosses or somebody,
Okay.
and they are canoodling in her boss's office. But then all of a sudden, she has to run and like attend a meeting or something like that. But she doesn't want him to leave because they want to finish what they're doing. So the boss, handcuffs Chandler to, I believe, the desk or the chair or something. And what is it? She says, I'll be back. I'll be back. It's like, well, no, I want to leave. And so then she leaves her office, and then at some point Rachel comes in and goes to free him, but then realizes if she lets him go, then her boss will know that she knows that he's there, and so then she locks him up to a filing cabinet. Yeah, played for laughs as well. I was hoping that that could be one of my like.
So
Well, you
this reminded
see,
you
you
of that.
see,
This is
yeah.
why this is so funny to me. Okay, well,
Kind
I
of
don't.
harkens back to that. A little bit of comedic beat there, so I can kind of see. All right. Yes. So, oh, deleted kind of backs me up. Oh, right. That's where they ripped off this.
Okay, okay, all right. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that this sort of scenario has been played for comedy before, because it's a guy, so it's hilarious if you do terrible things to a guy. But okay,
Yeah.
it probably was the Well, it probably was partial inspiration for it. I was almost ready to say what that actress had said about filming this movie or making the story, which made me despise it even more.
Oh, wait.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you.
Do you want to say
You
what
want me
you
to
say
tell
now?
you? You want me to tell you
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
Okay. This was therapeutic for her. I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
because of her
Yeah.
bad relationships or whatever. So I was like, well, you absolute. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So this was a good. This was therapeutic. She thought this scenario was great. It
Therapeutic or
helped her.
cathartic.
I just
Good
was
closure.
like, okay, you weren't just acting. This was actually, you wrote this story.
Mm.
This was coming from your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I have even less respect for this movie now
Mm.
because of that. And you as a person.
Oh no.
I can
Oh
hold
no.
grudges. I can hold grudges, Megan.
I want to be on Sun's bad side. I think Delita was onto something. She's a ninja.
Oh, he comes up with
She's
all
gonna
this, which
murder
just
me.
gets more and more violent with each live stream, I swear.
Mm-hmm. See, yeah. Deleted. You are right. You are right. Oh my gosh. Now I see it coming.
It's just
Uh,
now recognize, folks, that being on my bad side doesn't mean I'm going to do anything actually violent. It just means I have a long memory, still trap memory.
sure, sure, sure thing, Sin. Don't check her backyard. Where did the shovel go? I don't
I'm not a
know.
violent person, I promise.
That's what the violent ones say. Oh my gosh. Back to this amazing film, Sin.
Oh, Lord.
All right, what do you remember next?
It just kind of like blurs to, oh, at one point, I do remember that the guy actively decides he's not going to help the man in the, because there's like some other interaction that specifically involves either the two of them. At one point he's watching over the man or
Mm-hmm.
something, and so you realize, well, he's not going to help at all. He's not even going to be a voice of reason for this guy that's chained to the bed. And then I remember them talking about murder,
Mm-hmm.
cuz and then he can hear it, and that's played for
Yes.
comedy. He's got this ball gag in his mouth and he's like, oh, ha ha ha, that's so funny, the audience thinks. And I'm fuming, sitting there fuming. And then the next thing I remember, because it has been months, they decide they're going to concoct this spell, the two girls.
Yes. I forgot to mention, yes. So
I'm sure there's
we
other stuff I'm forgetting.
no, I'm trying to jump back because I do obviously it's hitting me right now. So there is the part in which what is it?
Oh, the
Iris doesn't
toilet.
yeah, Iris does not want to we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
Uh
we forgot to go back to
yes.
that.
Iris tells Max, her friend, tells her, this is what's happening, yada, 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 but they don't want to tell her boyfriend Kenny just yet.
Right, yes.
Which
So
I
we're
don't
kind of
know
rewinding
how
a
they
little
were,
bit.
yeah, I don't know why they were going to like pull the wool over his face.
I
Why is
think
he
they were going
there?
to try to send him away. I
Yeah.
thought he was supposed to be like, they wanted him to go,
Mm-hmm.
but then he was like, well, before I go, I need to
Have to
use
use
the
restroom.
bathroom. Yeah,
Yes.
or something. So that's
Yes.
where the whole bathroom
He
thing
has to go
comes in.
upstairs. He hears muffled voices. He walks there, notices him, gets super excited that, oh my gosh, he's gonna come and save the day. And yes, let me go here. So this is Iris and her friend Max. Yeah. So I think this is the part where Kenny comes down the stairs and they realize that he knows
Mm.
what is going on.
Well, for
So,
one thing, that whole thing with the toilet to me was kind of like, if you're trying to keep this thing hidden, even if the toilet downstairs doesn't work, just tell him you can use it, but tell him you've been having problems with it, don't flush, and then he'd leave.
yes. Yeah.
But they had to find a way to get him up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the way they did it, hey Levi, sorry, my dog wants to get my lap.
No,
But
no worries.
the way they did it felt very contrived to me. Like it didn't feel organic.
No, I agree. Yeah. I didn't really see it as that either. It didn't really make much sense. I mean, he already seems to be okay with everything. So, what's the purpose of hiding it from him, honestly? So, I mean, he
Maybe
loves
not
her
to
Max unconditionally.
maybe not to, I don't know, get her into further trouble or draw him into the trouble with them. I don't know.
That could be that. Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of ridiculous. That was a little bit ridiculous there. But yes, flashing forward. At one point, they ask, Isaac asks if the window, to have the window open. And at this point, this is where he hears them concoct the plan of trying to
The
figure out how to,
spell.
yeah.
Hmm.
And Max has a cousin who is into witchcraft. This is stuff I
Yeah.
really didn't like. I was just really, do we have to go down this
The
road?
witchcraft stuff.
Mm-hmm. No
Yeah.
thanks. No thanks. So, perfect. They are near a forest, so they collect all the things that they need for this concoction so he can lose his memory without needing to
They have to dance
implement
naked in front of
yes.
the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They didn't want to implement violence in, so the next
Oh,
best thing is witchcraft. It's
forced
not finding a
amnesia.
good lawyer. It is
Witchcraft.
witchcraft.
Gosh.
It'd be really great if they tried to do something like where they try and pay him off in some way. You know, what sum of money can I give you?
I don't know that she would have enough money to pay him off, and I don't know that he would have even accepted something like that because he's still very angry that he's being held against his will.
That is true. I think one of the things that also makes her snap too is that he says, "I'm not going to call the cops on you. I'm just going to tell everyone you know that you're crazy." And so that also
Well,
sets her
she
off.
is. So
Yes,
someone who's
yes, yeah.
perfectly stable in the mental department is not going to chain someone to a bed
That is true.
because
That
they don't
yeah.
want to commit to being a boyfriend. I mean, come on.
See, in that way, if you think about it, like, oh my gosh, this is so outlandish, is when it becomes a little bit humorous. You have to give it that a little bit.
No, it's
Like,
not. It was not
okay,
humorous to me.
okay, okay,
I'm laughing because it's so terrible.
okay.
Just like I just can't. No, it really like honestly. I think I mentioned in my review I didn't laugh not once
Once.
when I watched it because I just felt sick. I actually
Yeah.
felt really disgusted by the whole thing and did not like that she was being presented as this sympathetic character. And I especially did not like how things wrapped up, which we'll get to.
Yes. We're
Oh,
making our way there. We're making our way there. We're almost done, Sin. We're almost done talking about this film. Summing it up scene by scene. Okay. So, yeah. So they concoct this brew. And so they are trying to figure out a subtle way of getting him to drink it without letting him know what it is exactly.
yeah.
I
They think he'll
believe,
be suspicious if they offer it to him. So
yes,
that's where the guy
Kenny.
comes in. The other guy
Yes.
comes in. Yeah.
I think Kenny says something, this is a homemade recipe or something.
Yeah.
It's good for you. But he already knows that this is not poisonous from what he heard outside about some type of amnesia brew that they
Right.
need to give him.
Yes.
So,
He knows what's up. You just
mm-hmm.
don't know yet that he knows what's up.
True. Yes. So, yeah, he drinks the concoction and he falls asleep. And he has this dream. He has this dream where they're in the backyard and Iris is singing to him, I believe, and they're dancing. And she says something to the effect of it's super romantic. They have the lights on, those little hanging lights and everything, really
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. And seems to be in love with her. Like he's forgotten everything that has really happened in the past. It seems in the movie in his dream. And she says something to the effect of like I hate you.
Yeah, I remember there was something about the dream, and she said something that was counter to what the dream was seeming like. I just don't remember. I didn't remember what it was.
Mhm. And once he drinks the tea, the tainted tea, he drinks that, he has that dream,
Yeah,
and I want to say either before or after. I think it's after he has the dream.
he has the
She,
dream after, I think.
yes.
Yeah, and because then she's lying there with him. She's
Yeah, she
sleeping.
goes into
Yeah.
bed. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in sync again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, she wants to not look suspicious, so she hops into bed next to him. And then he does this amazing performance where he
Yeah.
wakes up. Oh, yeah, this is crazy. Last night was
What a
just
crazy night
crazy.
we had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to play it off.
Like
And
he's forgotten the whole day.
mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, there was a scene that was that I found pretty humorous just because of my own brain with trying to make food and like, oh yeah, I forgot this. So while he's tied up and before he says that she's crazy and before she keeps him there longer drinking the tea, she thinks that one thing that would help him if she made breakfast for him. And so she goes to make French toast. And so
Right.
she's freaking out. Does it like French toast? No, he doesn't like French toast. No, he ordered French toast when we were at breakfast. He likes French toast. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
her brain just working, trying to figure out, but realizing that they don't have eggs. So where is she gonna go, Sin?
Thought it was also flour. Oh, she goes to the neighbor,
Uh-huh.
right? Yeah. I forgot she went to the neighbor. I knew he showed up again, but I forgot
Yes.
in what capacity. Yeah.
Good old David Cross.
I thought that was while he was still chained up before he even drank the tea, right?
Yes,
That was a
exactly.
while
Yes.
before her friend even came. Like that
Yes.
was during the 12-hour period. Okay. I think, right? Yeah,
Yes,
cuz
you are correct.
the friends weren't there yet.
Mm-mm. This
Okay.
is more so during the day, but I'm remembering it right now. I was like, wait, it was a really funny
Yeah,
scene.
I'd
I can't believe I
forgotten
forgot
about
about
that.
it.
And it was really gross the way she put it all together too. It was like didn't seem like she really knew how to cook very well.
Well, she's also spiraling. She's spiraling, thinking this is gonna make it. This is gonna make it. This was what is going to win him over, and obviously it doesn't. Yes. So yeah, flashing back. So he drinks the tea. She wakes up next to him. He's saying, yeah, it's really, really crazy what happened last night. So she takes off the chains
Mhm.
and she says, well, we're gonna have breakfast downstairs, or we're gonna go downstairs. He goes downstairs, sees her friends there, which would be really weird because that night they had sex and her friends weren't there.
Yeah. Yeah. He
I for
pretends that that's the first time he's seen them.
Yes.
So, mhm.
I don't even know what excuse they give. That's the
I
reason why
can't
they're there.
remember. I don't recall either.
It's
I
kind of
don't remember,
ridiculous
but
at this point.
yeah. Yeah.
Like so much stuff has happened. The least of the worries is that he is a little bit suspicious of what's going on. But yeah, so he looks at them and then he says, yeah, the flour or something, it's in the car. Well, let me go get that for you.
Yeah, the flour for whatever it was they were going to make. I don't
They're
remember if
gonna
it
make
was pancakes or
pancakes or something.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, something to that effect. And so he takes the keys and he heads outside. And you'll never see it coming, Sin.
Oh
He
my gosh. Yeah,
drives
of course. Yes.
away. Did
I
not
was
see that
hoping.
coming.
Yeah, sure. I was hoping he wouldn't. I was like, if he actually has forgotten, this is going to be really terrible. I was like, if he goes back in there, my hatred for this movie is just going to be even more cemented. But fortunately, he took off. And
He gets away.
I think it was someone in Deleted's theater that said when he was like, I'm gonna go get the flower, and someone in the theater said something like, "Oh, honey, he ain't coming back," or something like that.
I think she knows it. I honestly think Iris, as soon as he says, yeah, let me go get the flower, I think she kind of knows it because he's taking a little bit longer. Again, yeah, it's all
Maybe I don't know.
speculation.
It seems like she was truly surprised when he took off,
Okay.
but she resigned herself to
Two.
whatever As the moment it happened, she didn't chase after him or whatever. She just like, well, she just kind of accepted what was going to come her way. And I was hoping like cops would come and haul her away to jail.
Sin's perfect
I
world.
I was feeling extremely vindictive at that point.
It
Yes, I
wasn't
wanted
Sophia's bushes, but how it she wanted it to be.
Sophia's
Nope.
bushes. Wait, what?
Not Sophia Bush. Sophia. I have it here. Thank you for saying that. Sophia Brooks. Brooks.
That's the director, right?
Yes, yeah, that's
Yeah.
not what she wanted it to be though, Sin.
Oh, of course. Well, also, it's not what the actress wanted it to be because they wrote that stupid movie together.
That is true. She
Yeah.
co-wrote
So
it.
neither
Yep.
one of them wanted her to face actual consequences for her behavior.
But something better comes out at the end that they really wanted, that they were gunning for, Sin.
Okay, that's all subjective, but go ahead.
Okay. Yes, so he gets away.
Hmm.
And her friends who are forever by her side no matter what say, well, let's hop in our car and chase off after him. And I'm thinking to myself, no, don't do it. Don't do it. He's gone. He's gone at this point. Kind of in her same boat. Makes no sense. What are you going to do? You're going to run him off the road
Yeah.
and bring him in? If you go straight to the police, I mean, there's these crazy people who are running after me right now. So
Hmm.
obviously
Looks
there's
even
an
worse,
issue.
right?
Exactly. So he takes off, she resigns, and she takes a nap. I guess she takes a
Yeah,
nap.
she says, I'm going to go take a nap. And she does. She takes a nap. And
Took a
then,
lot out of her.
yeah, okay, yeah, kidnapping is hard business, y'all. It's hard work.
It's very taxing. It's very taxing. Yeah, so yeah, she takes a nap, and when she awakes, they they make breakfast maybe, or they made breakfast for her, I believe.
Maybe, but it's like shortly after she wakes up is when the cops come.
Yes, they call her. They say, "Hey, your vehicle has been in an
Yeah.
accident."
I thought they showed
Yes.
up at her door, but I guess that's what it was. Yeah, they called her.
Yeah, they wanted to let her
Yeah.
know their car's been in a car accident on the side of the road, and they don't know who has been driving, but there's no one in the driver's seat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she takes their car, she's freaking out, and when she arrives, wait, no. When they get to the car, that's what it was. When they get to Max and Kenny's car, David Cross is there, does a nice jump scare.
I forgot about that.
Yes. And he mentioned something about hearing voices in the woods and was not sure where that was coming from.
Yeah,
Or
I
he
heard
knows where it's coming from.
sounded like someone yelling or crying or calling or something. Yeah, in the
Hmm.
woods.
So she asks what direction, and then she runs on foot to go find him while her friends go to the car, her
I
car
can't
that's been
remember.
smashed.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Don't really know what's going on there. But yeah, so that happens, and they meet up. She was able to find him by a stream, kind of taking shelter on like a turned over log
Something like that.
or
He'd hurt
tree.
himself too in the
Yes.
crash.
Yes, and he was trying to walk back to the Airbnb, however, he'd gotten turned around.
Mm-hmm.
So he just stayed put and was just calling her name. I don't know what happened to his phone.
Like why he went into the woods though makes no sense. Why didn't he just
I
follow the
agree.
road?
You would think, yeah, the direction in which you're coming from makes more sense, but you can say maybe he got disoriented after the car accident
Maybe. Could
and in
be. Yeah.
staying on the road was a little bit more dangerous for him. I don't know. Yeah. Not really making excuses for that one because that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, they talk it out. They talk it out in the end. He apologizes to her for not breaking up with her properly.
Or for
No,
leading
no.
her on or whatever. Yeah. Of course. He apologizes to her.
Yes. And brings up that yeah, he should have called it off sooner, but he was afraid. And I think it also admits a little bit of fault there as well that yeah, as to the reason why. And yeah, she apologizes for holding him captive. And I totally forgot. The beginning of it, the oh hi, is because it is high falls.
Yes. And
Welcome to oh hi
the
falls.
sign had the lettering above the name of the town had kind of like turned down. So it
Mm-hmm.
looked like oh hi. And then at some point she talks about Casablanca.
Yes.
We'll
Yes.
always
Yes.
have whatever that
Always
is
have
said
oh
in that.
hi.
Yeah, so she says that at the end. And it's supposed to be so romantic in her mind, and he's like, "What? You
Yeah.
know what?"
This
Okay.
plays into the part that she is romanticizing things way too much.
Yeah,
And so she takes things as signs. She takes things as, oh, this is meant to be. When, in all fairness, he really has no clue what is going on. Honestly, a lot of the time. This cord keeps falling. Yes, so that is the ending. It's nicely punctuated by that. We'll always have oh
we'll
hi.
always have Ohio. He gets taken off into the ambulance, and nothing happens to her
Nada.
at all.
She gets off scot free.
Yeah, that number one, it annoyed me that he even apologized to her for anything because at that point I think he owed her no apologies because she had just like ruined whatever, like she had just gone so far over the edge, and then the fact that nothing happened to her, and it's just like, huh, oh well, chained him to the bed for 12, 24 hours, whatever, and
Yes, yeah. Okay. There you go. Ohio Falls. Um, trying to think. So, things that I liked about this film.
Mm-hmm.
Said all the many, many, many things about this film. So, kind of a little bit of backstory. I can see where she's coming from because, like you said, Sophia Brooks and let me pull up her name again.
Molly something or
Gordon,
other.
Molly Gordon.
Yeah.
So, like you said, they both co-wrote this movie, the script, and yeah. So it is like you said, it was cathartic for them to be able to get all this info, all this early
Take their
20 dating. Yeah,
frustration out on men. Okay.
true, true. Kind of, I watched an interview prior to, and yeah, she says, yeah, she says, yeah, heartbreak, excuse me, heartbreak breakups in their early 20s led them to do this, and also not having that last closure conversation. Um, I wish I could have. Yeah, I wish her what she said in the interview was also I wish I could trap someone and have this discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So that's like an actual wish that she has.
yes.
Not
And they're
okay.
able. Okay. I'm going to try and it's going to sound crazy. My gosh, my voice too. It's going to sound crazy, but not taking it as I took it not as serious for the fact that having relationships in the past, which didn't date in high school, but dated in my early 20s. Having, I want to say, definitely two relationships where one lasted probably 3 months. I think both probably lasted around 3 or 4 months. And having them end, not almost it felt sudden in the early 20s, but I guess maybe kind of going back and having 2020 insight really leads me to believe that like things weren't as chipper as I really thought they were.
Mm.
But not seeing those warning signs until it was too late, until okay, we need to have this talk. We this isn't working out. But never having that closure because it seemed as though the guys always were able to opt out. So I don't want to have this conversation. Um, um, or that the not that one the bullshit of it's not you, it's me, and never owning up to what the real problem is. And I know it can be multi-layered. It could be just based on uh, your background, how you grew up. It could be the family that's pulling you apart. You're just not ready to be in a serious relationship. um, really not wanting to settle down just yet, but always having that unsurety, and but them never even trying to voice a reason why, and just finding it so frustrating one after another. And I want to improve myself in order to go into the next relationship kind of having a leg up. And I wouldn't chain a person to a bed. None of my exes, saying that right now. I would not chain any of my exes to a bed in order to get any information out of them as the reason why. However, I do see that as cathartic because you're not going to get any other explanation. Maybe in their 40s or 50s when they have settled, like 30s, 40s, when they've settled down and have a family, are they able to properly reflect? But at that point, they're not going to contact you. What's the purpose? To give you closure. But they've learned more about themselves. But I think at that age, they understand themselves and they understand what they want and what they don't want. And they're old enough to vocalize what's going on. And plus, these two characters, they're not in their early 20s. They're maybe
Mid to
late,
late, maybe?
yeah, mid to late 20s, early 30s. So he's had enough relationships in the past. She definitely has enough relationships in the past. And I think this was a combination of not only this relationship ending terribly, but also not getting closure from past relationships. So it was a build up of having issues and not knowing what it was. Again, not condoning.
So I don't. So the scenario with this in this story was not that she just wanted them to have a discussion and him to tell her why he doesn't want to be with her. It was to try to force him to change his mind and to want to be with her.
True.
And also, I think part of that stems from, so, here's the thing, relationships, whether they're romantic or just friends, sometimes that's just, there's just not going to be a resolution. Often, probably most of the time, there's not a resolution. Maybe your friendships break up because you have parted ways ideologically about whatever, and you just get kind of ghosted or you just separate, whatever. And there's no last words that can be said, there's no final conversation. It just kind of dissipates, it's just done. And I think for me, this would have worked better. So we kind of hashed it out on that live stream, talking about, well, if this had been played for comedy, like how it would be more effectively comedic. She lost the keys. She didn't mean to leave. And then, of course, okay, but then I rationalized that away because he had leather straps on. They could have cut them off. If he had metal handcuffs on, they could have called the cops. Hey, look, we were playing around. We lost the keys, So, like, those scenarios wouldn't work. But then I was just thinking while we were talking, a scenario that could work for me is if they're in some sort of situation, some sort of location, and they both get trapped inadvertently and they're stuck in this place with each other and they are forced to be trapped together to work through their problems. I could go with something like that. But just the whole premise for this sits so wrong for me because I just can't get past in my brain the fact that this would not work if he trapped her, if he held her hostage. Nobody would find, like, can you imagine if the male actor, if Logan Lerman said, this was therapeutic for me to film this movie, trapping this girl to the bed. Yeah, just like, I can't, like, and I mentioned in my review, like, one way you can very easily determine if something is okay or not is switch the genders, or in some cases, the races of whatever's happening or being talked about. If it's not okay for this switch in your mind, then it's not okay the other way around. And so, like, my mind just will not go there.
Hmm.
And it just, like, absolutely can't. And the way this is being received, endlessly charming, romantic. Are you freaking kidding me? There is nothing charming about this stupid ass movie. I just can't. An intriguing setup. I mean, I'm looking at the
The
people
reviews.
slobbering all over themselves. Some of the reviews, they said it's a surprising commentary on millennial romantic anxieties through its playful writing and game cast. Are you kidding me? Like, just no. A film in the reverse would not have been greenlit. Period. It would be greenlit if it's played for a horror thriller. It would not be greenlit as a comedy. So why is it so funny for this to be happening to a guy?
Well, also, again, not to really back this up, but I don't feel like guys would really need or want that closure. It's kind of just I'll learn from it and the next person. It doesn't really matter. I see it as that more so. I don't think that they really care too much about the ins and outs of what the woman thought about the relationship and how it went.
Right, but that's not why she locked him up. She
That
wasn't
is true.
locking him up for closure. She was locking him up to try to force him to change her mind and be with her, to
Hmm.
stay with her. That's kind of what a guy would do that too. A guy can get pretty possessive about, a girl. And, I mean, we've seen plenty of movies and there's plenty of true life stories about guys that don't want to let their girl go. And it doesn't often end well. So, that it's a similar, so it wasn't about I'm going to keep you here so you can tell me what's wrong. I think he would have told her what was wrong whether or not, like, she wouldn't have to tie him up for him to tell her what's wrong with you.
I don't think so because once they did the breakup, well, his version of breakup, like I didn't, I was seeing other people. I think he would have put on his shoes. Okay, well let's go. It would have ended right there. Because I think he was even saying that he wasn't fully into the relationship because he was something afraid of commitment or issues like that.
That's kind of
So,
the answer then, right there. It's definitely not you, it's me. That sort of situation. Like, I don't want to commit. Sometimes it's no deeper than that. Well, I
hmm,
mean, it was deeper for him. He had these reasons that he had these commitment issues. but not necessarily something super deep and profound. He doesn't want to commit because this thing with his dad. It's
Hmm.
not because there's anything wrong with you. Of course, obviously throughout the weekend, you saw there was plenty wrong with her. Plenty.
Yeah. Yes. But wouldn't you? Okay. Again, not condoning people being men and or women being tied up to beds in order to get them to fall in love with each other. But that harsh reality of I want you to be in this relationship with me, but I know it's only going to work, which I think that was her thing too, is if you're stuck in one spot and I can convince you to be in a relationship with me. Because I think she knew, like you're saying, that if she were to just let him go, untie him, he would just deuces and then leave and never let her, never really think twice about her or what this relationship meant. And in a way, being in there, which they should have kind of discussed their past relationship and what he liked about the relationship, what he didn't like about the relationship, in order to make it more appealing as to the reason why he's there and why he's still tied up. Because they just talked about her really the whole time.
She was supposed to make her case, I guess. That's what she was attempting to do. I'm going to argue my case and hopefully you'll change your mind. And when, but like the whole scenario, just like, that's just not going to work. I mean, that's just not a recipe for a good foundation of a relationship. I was held captive for a day and now I'm madly in love with her. Yeah.
But don't you see that that also speaks to kind of what they're saying, that even in the scenario in which that they wanted this to happen, or the fantasy of if I could just trade him here and then get him to love me because of all these things, it still wouldn't work out. Because I mean, the idealized perfect scenario is that he pops up and says, "Yeah, you're right. Me being captive here for 12 plus hours has really enlightened me to understand that I am just afraid of commitment, and you've shown me the way." So that I think would have been a really gross ending, in my opinion,
Oh yeah, that would have
because
been terrible. Yeah.
yeah,
That would have been
because
even worse.
so it is the better of two options, and I think that they've kind of showcased that crazy girls in this scenario, it's not what the way you want it to be.
Yeah, and you're trying to force this thing to be what you want it to be, and it's not going to because you're dealing with someone else who has free will, just
Hmm.
like you. And not everybody can conform to what you want them to be conformed to. But the better option would have been that this stupid movie never existed.
No, I like how they explored this, and it really gets people to talking. Because I think most people can, yeah, cast shame that like, oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous, and it is. You're making really valid points as to the reasons why that I could see it gets really disgusting for her if the roles were reversed, if she was the one chained up. But it does in a way kind of highlights that it wouldn't work out, because in this scenario, even your ideal version of how you would want it to go, even in this fake scenario, it doesn't work out. If you tie him to the bed, it's still not going to work out. If he leaves on his own volition, it's not going to work out. He has to make those changes for himself and see this relationship as valuable in order to keep it, whether that giving him more time, more space.
And also, all she did by keeping him chained up the way she did was just ensure that it would never, ever, ever. If she just let him go and they had their little argument and maybe they'd separated a little bit, maybe later he would come to realize, you know what I mean? Like the natural course of things. I miss her. I really like spending time with her. Maybe it is time for commitment.
Yeah, I think he would have just gone into another relationship because he had other women on the side anyhow.
Maybe, but he's better
So
off without her.
that is true. That I can definitely agree upon. I can definitely agree upon. But I can, like I said, I kind of see the cathartic version of this as well. That I think okay. So I've kind of tried to make this case not that great with Kyle, but so we have this movie, and then there's another movie called
He was mentioning it to me. Can't
Moonlight.
about the woman that
He's gonna kill me.
holds her husband prisoner because he's going to run off to his lover. A very similar
Yes,
situation. Obviously, the scenario is a little different because they are supposed to be committed,
they are
but
in a marriage. Yeah,
right, they're married, but still that's very disturbing. That's disturbing. It's still
series
like
Moonlight.
serious moonlight.
Yes.
Still, if you reverse the genders and the husband wouldn't let the wife leave to go be with her lover. Okay. Well, the behavior of the spouse, of the one that wants to run off and be with a lover, well, they're gross too. But imprisoning them so they can't leave, that's just like, there's some things to me, some lines that just can't be crossed. Like once you cross this line, okay, it's just like,
But
whatever.
sin, it's only
Just
to fully understand and immerse yourself and not have any distractions. Because as soon as they leave, you know you're not going to see them again. That's the
well,
thing. It's
you know,
holding the feet to the fire.
I I guess I'm just the type of person that wouldn't want to be with someone that wants to go off and be with somebody else. So
That's true.
like that's why it doesn't resonate at all with me. Like I don't want to try to force someone. If they don't want to be with me, fine. Okay.
See you later. Yeah.
If I know you don't want to be with me and then I try to force you to be with me and then you stay with me, then I know it's not genuine, you know?
Yeah. I can see that.
So it's just like this sort of scenario, even in both of these movies, it still doesn't work for me on any level. Like I know if I saw that other movie, I would still be disturbed. The
Mm.
situation, yes, it's a little different because he has committed, but he's breaking
Mm-hmm.
this commitment.
Mm-hmm.
But that happens sometimes, and imprisoning him doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fix the problems in your marriage. I
That's
haven't
true.
seen the movie, so I don't know if that one had a happy ending for the girl that was holding the guy prisoner or not. You can spoil it for me if you want.
Oh yeah. So is super cute. But yeah, they are in a marriage. He what is it? He wants to leave her, and so the whole thing was that his lover which is played by Kristen Bell.
Hmm.
His lover is they're supposed to meet up on a plane in order to go to
Someplace.
Paris. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Meg Ryan brings this thing and says, okay, yeah, so he'll meet you because Kristen Bell comes to their house and says, hey, oh, you're still here while she has her husband tied up upstairs.
Oh,
And
jeez.
oh, you're here. Oh, you know about what's going on? Well, sorry about that, but we're supposed to leave in the morning at 5 a.m. to go on this flight. And as she has him tied up, well, he's kind of tied up right now, so why don't you come
Literally.
back? Yeah, literally, wink,
Hmm.
wink. Why don't you come back? Or he'll meet you. He'll meet you at the plane. And then when he doesn't show up early in the morning, which there's a home robbery that happens, and so people break in, and so they tie up Meg Ryan, and they also tie up Kristen Bell, and so now they're all stuck there. But Kristen
Oh,
Bell
so
comes by.
when he didn't show up in the morning, she
She
went
goes
back
back.
to the house.
She goes back to the house to confront
Okay.
him, and then that's where she, yeah, gets kidnapped. Well, they all get kidnapped and stuck there in the house until they ransack everything, and yeah. The ending is like a nice wink that Meg Ryan, spoilers, Meg Ryan actually set up the whole thing. She set up the robbery, the break-in, and everything like that in order to bond them, kind of trauma bond them together, that they
Hmm.
survived this horrible atrocity that happened. So, yeah, it's a cute film, but I didn't feel like it was it didn't benefit me for this argument, honestly.
No, it's a very very similar sort of situation going on in both of the films. Yeah.
Yes, but unhinged. So I would say that as much as there's really not a comedic version of the roles reversed, the genders reversed, I think that the way kind of guys have this fantasy is more so played out by movies like have you ever seen Ruby Sparks?
Nope.
Okay. Ruby Sparks, I feel like well this is kind of with everyone, but Click would probably be a good one for Control and
I've seen Click. That's Adam Sandler, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And another one is Weird Science, kind of building
Solward Science.
the
Yeah.
perfect woman who will, listen to me. I think for me, my viewpoint of especially Weird Science is just like this perfect woman that will do everything that I want. And Ruby Sparks, he's a writer and he creates this perfect woman. When she comes to life, he's able to control her through his typewriter. A really great film. Love Ruby Sparks. But everything that he says, Paul Dano, he types it in and she does it, you know. She speaks French, and at a certain point when she tries to revolt is when he uses his control. She barks like a dog, she runs around, she speaks in French, and so it's frustrating her that she wants to have this free will, but he's limiting it. And I see, especially, forget about Click, because I feel like that isn't going to win my argument, but Weird Science and Ruby Sparks. I think these are uh, a men's viewpoint of having the ideal woman and what they want her to do. And I think it's a little bit cathartic for them as well.
I feel like in Weird Science, they created this. I hate that movie, by the way, but I had to watch it for a live stream discussion. I'd seen it back in the 80s. I feel like though they created this perfect woman, it seemed like she kind of was the one that sort of took charge in the end.
True. That is true. She kind of was able to. I agree. I agree. But I think that the thought process of, ooh, you know, let's make this and that, you know, and she comes to life, and so this is our idea, our ideal woman. So,
Hmm.
but I feel like, yeah, that's kind of a way of getting what you would want, whereas this is more emotional. Um, of I just want them to fall in love with me, or my version of I want closure of why this didn't work out, so I can be better for the next relationship, more relationships down the road. So that's my not so solid case. And
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Megan. It will not work with me. I will not. I just cannot. I can't. My resistance to that argument is too cemented
no, I get
into
it.
me as a person and my mindset, because I just, like I said, I can't get, I yes, and I get that men and women are different. I totally understand that. I understand, like, there's this whole reason why biologically women tend to gravitate towards men with money, and biologically men like women that look a certain way and are a certain age, because we got this, there is biological reasons for all of that. So I understand that men and women are different and their thought processes about things are different. But at the same time, there's still this standard that, a behavior that I expect between both. And it's not okay to do this to a man, just like it's not okay to do this to a woman. So that's kind of like, this is a very firm line I have in my
Not
head.
budging. Not budging
No,
whatsoever.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it holds through with different things too. It's not just the situation in this movie. It's other stuff that I've talked about, which I won't bog down in this little live stream. But it's just kind of like something across the board that I feel in general about, the way men and women are treated or should be treated. So,
I gotcha. No
like,
worries.
it's not funny to see a guy kicked in the what. That's played for comedy all the time, unless he's a bad guy. Then of course, if he's a bad guy and he's trying to attack you, defend yourself, whatever. But when it's played for comedy, and do that to a woman and see how funny that is. Just
I mean, for me, it would still be kind of funny.
well, if she's a bad woman, whatever, and
Yeah,
she's fighting you, like, it all depends too on the situation. If you're in a fight for your life, do
yeah.
whatever you can. But when it's played for comedy, like that in Loki, the
I
first
haven't
season of
seen it.
Loki. Okay, well, I stopped watching it, but in the first season of Loki, he gets caught in this loop where this girl comes by and she just continually kicks him right there.
Okay.
Oh, and he goes down, and it's just and it's played for comedy. I don't really see anything funny about
Hmm.
that at all. It's the same sort of thing. Like, it's not funny. Reverse the genders is not funny. You would not be laughing. This would not be played for chuckles.
I
So,
gotcha. No,
yeah,
makes sense. Makes sense. I'm
this is
not
still on
winning
my
over sin. I'm not winning over sin, guys.
this is still on my list of worst for the year. Yep. As soon as I
What,
saw it.
what a lovely live stream to start. Which it was funny because Nadia's like, "You're not doing anything that's horror related," because I do like horror films, but
Oh, I love
like
horror.
next one for sure. I
Okay.
just wanted to talk to you about this one, Sin. I was hoping to have a bipartisan person, being Nadia, kind
I
of
wish
being the
Nadia was
mediator.
here. I know it would have been. I would really like to hear her perspective, because all I know is how what she thinks up to a certain point. She said something like, "I think I'm Team Isaac."
Yeah,
Is that what she
Isaac.
said?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay. I did warn her what the premise was about. So she knew going into it. I didn't when I first saw it, obviously, but I warned her ahead of time. But I would have liked to have seen like the rest of her thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Maybe she can come back in the chat when she's feeling better and
Yeah,
let
let
us
us know.
know. Yeah.
Comment on the video. Let us know
Yeah.
what you think.
Yes. Naughty, if you're watching,
Please do.
share
Please
your
do.
thoughts.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah. I still think it's underrated for the fact of not looking at it as the roles were reversed, not coming up with the same backstory. Which, but I totally understand where you're coming from. But just, and I would have switched it from, yeah, wanting for him to be in a relationship with her to just getting closure. If they had not talked about closure and he's still kind of, oh, this is so great, I love this, and maybe again, I think all the things that he's done with the romantic scene in the car, the having an Airbnb, the romantic dinner, the like schmoozing and being all over her are completely mixed signals to what he wants, which is it seems like a part of him wants a stable relationship, but he's afraid of that
Of the
commitment.
commitment. Yeah.
Yeah, but he definitely to say that, oh yeah, he, it's crazy what happened to him. A little part of him kind of knew that he was playing her and just didn't want to say right out the gate that, hey, I think we're moving too fast. Hey, I don't think this is gonna work out right off the bat.
Or maybe he thought that because he'd been worn down after being held prisoner for 20 some hours, and the mind game she was playing on him, the gaslighting she was doing, maybe did make him think that he had been at fault in some way. What if there really had just been this miscommunication? She misunderstood, he misunderstood, and it really wasn't either one of their fault. Okay, but all of that wear and tear on him mentally and physically, being tied to a bed for a whole day more, whatever, wore him down. Like cops can wear people down in interrogations and make
Mm-hmm.
them think they've really done something that they didn't do. That's also a thing that could be going on in here as well.
Yeah, I mean
He
the
seemed
ending.
legit confused as to why she thought what she thought. And she was legit confused as to why he thought what he thought. So I was like, somewhere along the line, there was just not clear indication. There were not
Miscommunication.
specific, let's be exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily either one of their fault, not the fault of either one of them, because they did both seem caught off guard by what the other person thought.
And maybe she felt that in that moment, since he was so confused about his feelings or what was going on, oh, this is a perfect time for him to
For
really,
yeah,
think about all of this
uh-huh.
stuff and
I
not
just So the lesson into this, you guys, don't sleep around with somebody until you're absolutely sure they're going to be committed.
100%,
Come on.
100%.
There's way too much of that nonsense going on, and people get caught up in all sorts of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know?
also, if it's again and again and again happening, ask for closure, figure out what's going on, see if you're the
There's
problem.
something going on with you. There's something, if it's happening over again and again,
Mm-hmm.
there's either something very wrong with you as far as you as a person and how you're interacting with them, or there's something going on up here that is causing you to continue to make these terrible choices in a partner.
And you could always like try and reach out, figure out what's going on with past relationships, kind of get that closure that way, or therapy always helps as well. But sometimes hearing it from the person that you were in a relationship with to say, hey, looking back on it, this was really crazy, yada, 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 would be beneficial as well. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's hard for people to have those honest conversations sometimes.
but yeah, I think you can respect a person more that they like, yeah, you know what, it was really crappy this time I was having, or yeah, I noticed this about you, because there's a whole gamut of why relationships don't work, and people, I hate that everything is always it's not me, it's you, or it's not you, it's me. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
uh, the complete
Yes,
opposite,
yeah,
the
yeah,
complete
exactly.
opposite. But yeah, they do that, but it could be just your parents. Your parents are too overbearing, and it happened
There's
one too
so
many
much. Yeah.
times. or, I don't like where you're living right now, or how much money you make, and I don't feel like you're going to continue to struggle, or I don't think that you're really driven. Like there are these things
There's a
that
lot.
you don't think about that are so minimal. You think of that they're minimal, and another person just examines it, and it's a
Yeah.
huge issue.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
Yep.
I think definitely a lot of self-reflection in your relationships and having really candid conversations if you can. Um, yeah, because I think once, even if a person doesn't want to admit the reason why they're breaking up with you and your issues, um, it's where was I going with that? If they don't want to be that candid and open with you, it will help them to really kind of put into words, what things. I mean, maybe they're trying to make you feel better. They're trying to.
Some people, they
Uh,
just don't want the conflict that comes along with that sort of discussion. It's hard.
it is, but you have to look at it you have to find it as growth. That you're learning a new piece
Right.
about yourself.
But a lot of times people just like to avoid conflict. It's just in all sorts of situations and scenarios, not just relationships.
But do you feel like you're doing? I feel like as though they're kind of doing damage to not only yourself for not having that conflict, being able to face that, but also to that person in the future. Because these might be small things to them, but huge things to you.
Right.
And the next relationship might be able to be saved, or that person can change those issues and be able to focus on them.
If you're dealing with people that are mature enough, which a lot of
Yes,
people aren't.
that is true. That's why I was trying to
Unfortunately,
look at the ages too. I'm like, yeah, they're
they were
late
old, both of
20s.
them. Yeah, old enough. They weren't like teenagers or anything, young, silly, how teenagers can be. They're not
Mm-hmm.
fully, their minds aren't fully developed and matured and grown and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But I think it's an interesting, not the great way of approaching it, but an interesting way of dealing with issues and gaining closure in a way. I think it's not the greatest way of doing it, but
Definitely not. I could have bought into it in other scenarios like what I explained to you. Them both, you know, trapped beyond either of their abilities to get out of it, and then they're forced to have this conversation. I can go with that. It's just the whole setup.
the main word here, Sin, is cathartic. Cathartic.
It was therapeutic. So
Therapeutic and
therapeutic.
cathartic.
Oh, get out of here.
All right. Really quickly, just gonna look at the chat, and then I'll wrap up and see what you're up to, Sin.
Okay.
Like the usual suspects, the guilty one is the one
Who's sleeping.
Nice. Deleted again. Kidnapping trumps over property. And your thoughts on the bishop? Jail time
for baby
for baby
son.
son. Nice.
Yeah.
Some movies, truly, yeah.
Me too.
Well, I don't know about that. Deleted. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And then Kyle, we'll end it with you. Game, set, match, Sin. And of course he would. All right, Sin, what do you got going on?
What do I have going on? Let me think. Always on my channel, reviews. Typically 1 to 3 times a week I'll put up a review, and have live streams when I go to mystery movies, which the next mystery movie will be on the 10th.
Okay.
And so I'll have a live stream with Deleted on the 11th. Yeah, I got a bunch of different reviews that I need to edit and put out, but my most recent one is for an Apple TV Plus show that went out. It went up yesterday,
Ooh,
and
which
it's
one is that?
for The Last Frontier. It's an Apple TV show, stars Jason Clarke, Alfre Woodard, and other people. Obviously, other people. I'm still extremely angry at that show because the writing was so terrible. And I'm really angry because I liked it initially, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. So, yeah, that's my latest review. If you want to see me kind of rant a bit,
Ooh, nice.
a bit of a rant. Also,
Oh,
have a
your
review up
rants.
for Frankenstein, which is coming out on the 7th.
I need to watch that. I need to watch your
Yeah.
review. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. I
I
haven't
wish
seen
you
it
guys
yet.
could go see it on the big screen
I
before
know.
it's just not.
Kyle was saying that there's not any place that is showcasing.
That's I would keep checking because I know Guillermo del Toro is really trying to expand the reach.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to go wide, but none of the big chains in my area have it. It's all the little tiny local theaters, little
That's
small
interesting.
theaters that have it. So on Friday, the 7th, which is the day it comes out on Netflix, I'm going to be on Latino Slant's channel. We're going to be discussing that film with a few of my other fellow movie critics. So looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Guillermo del Toro.
Me too.
He's
I
awesome.
like his stuff. Yeah, and I recently purchased Crimson Peak because I
Oh,
remember liking that the first time I saw it, and then it came up in live stream discussion with Nadia,
okay.
and I was like, I was getting in the mood, like, oh, I want to see it, and it's on Amazon Prime, which I have, but it's like I feel like I want a physical copy, so I got that. I'm gonna try to watch that when it comes in. Maybe I'll do a review for that for my channel
Do
when
it.
I
I've
watch it.
I've not seen it yet. I've not seen that one. I
Oh,
remember
it's
when it came
interesting.
out. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's
Yeah.
different. Nadia was saying how it was just marketed wrong,
Hmm.
and it's marketed as I don't know, I guess like a more horror,
Yeah,
but
that's what I thought. I saw that.
it's really like a gothic tale. So if
Hmm.
you go into it thinking that, kind of like Frankenstein, Frankenstein's gothic. It's not really presented as horror.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Well, it's a better mindset to have. So I don't think I'll ever be disappointed by Guillermo, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. Unfortunately.
fortunately, you won't be.
Fortunately, however, M. Night Shyamalan been
Yes,
lot of
hell
stinkers
yeah.
with him,
Oof. Yeah,
unfortunately.
so many more than not, unfortunately. That's a shame because I really like I my favorite M Night is Signs. Love that movie.
I love The Village. In fact, that's my
The
10
Village
out of
is
10.
good. I like The Village as well. I actually did like Knock at the Cabin.
I've not seen that one. I've
That
not seen
one
that one.
that worked for me for whatever reason. Some people hated it. It clicked with me. I really enjoyed it. I think also Dave Bautista's performance in there was so
He's
impressive.
awesome.
He's so good. He's really got the acting talent. Like he's not just a John Cena. Not that John Cena is terrible, because he's pretty good in Peacemaker and some scenes, but Dave Batista, you can tell he's got it.
He's really, really good. I forgot. Think you love The Village. Yes,
Village is
deleted.
a good one. I love the twist. I need to introduce that to my son because he hasn't seen it yet.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know
That's gonna
he
be amazing
went
for him.
his whole life without knowing the twist to The Sixth Sense? And my
Oh
son is
my
almost 30.
gosh. That is impressive.
I know. So it's like,
So many people have not spoiled it for him.
right, like he just didn't pick up on it, whatever, in social media, you see stuff all the time that spoils
Mm-hmm.
things. Because, I mean, the movie is his age. Came out in 96, I think.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think it was 96. But, so it was, that's fantastic. I loved seeing him experience it without having
Oh
any
my
idea what was happening.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
remember, I think I heard it, but I didn't understand what it meant. I think when I first watched it, I'm like, oh, and then at the end, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is
right?
impressive. This is
And then when you go back and
amazing.
watch it, you see all of the hints.
Yeah.
So it's so well done. But speaking of Guillermo del Toro, have you seen Kronos?
No, I've not seen
Okay,
Chronos.
that's one of
I
his
need to see that
really
next.
early films. It's mostly in Spanish. It has Ron Perlman in it,
Oh, I love Ron
and
Perlman.
it's just an interesting twist on vampire stuff.
Okay. I would
Yeah.
definitely take a look at that. Yeah, I love, yeah, Guillermo del Toro is amazing. I'm probably like the 1 out of 5 people that loves The Shape of Water.
Oh, I hate Shape of Water.
I don't understand why. That
I
is
can't get past
so,
the
it's
bestiality
beautiful.
thing.
Oh my gosh, hard stopped with you. Not
Yes,
having
there
guys
can be.
tied up,
I like I get
fishmen.
I like everything else but that whole aspect of it. I really like the time period. I like
Oh
the way
yeah,
it's
it's
filmed.
gorgeous. It's shot beautifully.
Yeah, it is, and it's acted very well. But boy, I just like that doesn't work for
They
me.
are both not understood. I love that about it too, with her being deaf and him
And
being
him
a
being
mutant.
whatever what he
Yeah.
is, yeah,
Uh-huh.
a sea person, a sea creature, whatever.
And then, yeah, I need to watch. I haven't watched all of the review by Box Office Brawler, but he watched Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, what did
Oh,
he think
Pan's.
about it? You
I
said you
haven't
have,
watched it all the way through, not yet.
so you don't know? Like you,
No, I
okay.
think he liked it. I mean,
It's
I would be
really,
surprised if he did not like it. I love
it's
it.
so
It's
good. That recently came back to the big screen, and I went to go see it in
yes.
October. I'd never seen it on the big screen, and it's so good. It holds up very well.
It's beautifully shot. My
Hmm.
gosh, it is gorgeous. Yeah, that poor little girl, the
Oh,
whole like she goes through so
she was
much.
so she was so good. So I did a review for that actually. I put a review for that up after I saw it on the big screen, and I was talking in that review a little bit about how you can kind of take it two ways, like whether this was all in her head to sort of escape the bad situation
Hmm.
that she was in, or was this real? Like what she was experiencing, was it real? And initially I took it like, well, you could see it either way. But having rewatched it on the big screen and just kind of being more immersed in it, I guess this time, I'm inclined to think it was
It's
real.
real. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
the big give there were two giveaways to me. One was the mandrake root. What happened with the mandrake root? You could call that coincidence, that it
yeah.
helped her mom.
Yeah, yeah.
But the second one, the real big one for me, unless I am completely brain farting on something, when she's locked in that room, no other way to get out, and they come in to get her and she's gone because she's drawn that little chalk doorway.
Yeah.
It was like, okay,
Yeah, I could see. I could see where that
yeah.
could be. Yes.
And,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when her stepfather's coming up behind her at the end and she's talking to the fawn,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and he can't see anything, but she can. You could think, okay, well, that means it's all in her mind. Well,
Mm-hmm.
maybe these just aren't visible to anybody else but her
But
because
her,
of
yeah.
who she is. And
Mm-hmm.
also, he'd been drugged up pretty heavily. He might, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
It's
she'd
been a
put
while
that
since I've seen that.
stuff in
But
his.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
So
all
so
coming
many.
back to me. Yeah.
It's so good. Like, oh my gosh, the effects. Just something as simple as when that woman slices his
Yeah.
mouth. Oh, and the way it shows him sewing it up. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, oh, so
There's so
effective.
many scenes. As soon as you're talking about the root, and then I'm like, oh yeah, she puts it underneath the bed.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, and then yeah, it's just like all these.
yeah.
That I feel like that shows what a great film this is that you're able to just say a scene and it just
You know
automatically clicks
exactly
in.
what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
you haven't blinked it out like I did some of the scenes in Oh Hi.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, no, no, no. I'm gonna
Everyone,
shut
she
up about.
hated. No, 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 no. It's good. It's good. If you didn't know, Sin does not like
If you
Oh
can't tell
Hi.
by now,
She does not like it. No, yeah, I definitely want to watch Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Yeah, just
Yeah,
it.
that'll be the
Have you
next thing.
read the book?
Mm-mm.
Because I hadn't either, but after I saw the movie, I went and read a breakdown of like what happened in the book because I wanted to know how does this compare.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were upset that the creature design didn't look like the 31 or whatever Frankenstein,
Mm-hmm.
but that design was not accurate to the book at all. The who was it, Boris Karloff? That design was not the way he looked in the book. So
Hmm.
I feel like it follows the book fairly well, but there are some character dynamics that are changed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good to know. With the yeah, 'cause I think I feel the exact same way. If things have changed, like even little tweaks to movies that you grew up with, it's just that that's not the way it was. And
Right. It
yeah, they
should
might.
be. It should be
Yeah,
this way.
but they always say like, "Oh, we're paying homage to the actual book," and it's like, well, no, this is how I remember it, and I want it to be
I
how I
want it to look
remembered it.
like the inaccurate version that we had back in the. That's what I want it to look.
Yes, exactly. Come on, people.
I want him to have the
Cater
bolts
to
coming out of his.
me. Yes, cater to me. Cater to me. Last thing, and I don't really have much like a lot of discussions I have with Kyle. I don't have all of I haven't revisited it in a while, but as far as Sixth Sense,
Mm,
I believe, and again, I have to rewatch it
okay.
because I'm pretty sure I'm not correct on this. But what are your thoughts on if Cole knew that Bruce Willis was a ghost the whole time, like when he first met him,
He
and
he knew.
he knew the whole time?
I think he knew. Yeah, he knew the whole time.
You
Yeah.
heard it first, guys. Sin siding with me. So Kyle, suck it.
I honestly, I didn't say that, Kyle. No, he
I'm joking.
knew. He knew because he sees dead people all the time, and he knows.
Well,
He
sorry.
knows.
Yeah, but like right off the bat, like because that Kyle was saying that no, he kind of finds out later on when people are not realizing that he's talking to nothing. Because at one point when Cole is in the hospital, um, and I'm like, that's so interesting. Because I remember talking to Kyle, I'm like, that's so interesting. People that are passing by are just watching this kid in a bed just talk to an empty chair. And he goes, yeah, that is. But, you know, at that point, he knows that he's dead. I'm like, yeah, but I think he knows more towards the beginning because the take a step forward
Yeah.
in order to, you know, if I get something right, a question right, take a step back if I get it wrong. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows because the mom and Bruce Willis's character are not really chatting at the beginning. It makes sense
No.
to us, but yeah,
We think they're just sitting there, having this wherever they are. No, once you see it, and I've rewatched it, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. He never indicates any sort of indication that he did not know. You just assume because you the first time you see it, you're like Bruce Willis. You have no idea
yeah.
what he is, but once you know that the kid knows, and he sees dead people all the time, so he knows people that are dead. He just knows. That's
Mm-hmm.
his gift. And when it's revealed to you at the end, when Bruce Willis figures it out, it's never indicated from what I can recall in any way that this was something that the kid discovered as well. It just seems like this was a revelation that came to Bruce Willis's character
Mm-hmm.
once it started happening.
Yep.
So yeah, he believed, he knew it the whole time. He knew what he was dealing with.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I thought. Because I was trying to think, you know, what pivotal part does he actually exclaim like, "Oh, I know that you're a ghost in some way," but yeah, I think that it makes more sense
He
that he knew
never
it all along.
specifically says it. It's like Bruce Willis pieces it together
Yeah.
as he's having these memories and he's realizing that these interactions were never direct interactions. It's something that's a revelation to him. Kid
Mm-hmm.
already knows.
Yeah. And it plays into I see dead people, not
Yep.
only what
They
he's
don't even
discussing
know they're
to.
dead.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
And
the
it's
kid wasn't going
speaking.
to tell him, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Because he needs to know that on his own. And he
Yep.
hasn't had to tell that to any of the other dead people that he sees because they already know that they're ghosts. But I think he knows that it's going to be um, more important if he finds it out himself. So yeah, he doesn't want to tell him. Plus, it's a kid explaining it to you. So I
Right.
don't think it would hold as much weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. But this is the first time, every time we see him see a dead person, it's something very horrible.
Yeah.
Like the little child that's been poisoned or someone with gruesome injuries, whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's very obvious, to anyone and probably would be to that dead person, whatever. But Bruce is the first example of a dead person not knowing they're dead, even though we're told that some of them do not know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's true. All
yep.
right. Well, I've kept you for long enough, son. We're about to do two. I was about to tell you about backstage. I'm like, 2 hours. We'll probably be overdoing it, which will be perfect. It'll be 2 hours.
I was
Oh,
I was calculating that I
oh no,
think I even
no, never
blocked off.
mind. No,
I
yeah.
blocked off 2 hours on my calendar. It's
Yes.
even if it went longer, it's all good because you know how it can be when you chat
Chitty chat.
away.
Yes.
Did you take him out? Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm talking about my dog.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, and then as far as me, I do not really have anything planned. I'm terrible with actually recording myself and filming. So yeah, we'll see maybe another live stream in the future. I don't want to commit to anything just yet. But yeah,
Yep.
maybe something in the works next.
Okay. All right. Well, I
Keep
subbed to your
guessing.
channel.
Oh,
I'll
thank you.
keep an eye out.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, we'll see you guys. Have a great night, great day, and
Bye.
thanks for chatting with us and being here.
Don't
See
forget your
ya.
clocks.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Okay.
I
All right.
hate it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.